All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Callum. I'm a Customer Success Manager for Secured Signing. And today we'll be covering how you can use our signing platform for your recruitment processes and also a demo. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat box and we'll reply when the webinar is finished. So to get started, over the next 30 minutes, I will cover who we are and what we do as a platform, how you can digitize your documents and recruitment process, as well as a few of our integrations that relate to recruitment. And ultimately, what a digital recruitment process looks like for your team and candidates with a demonstration. So to give you an idea of who we are, Secured Signings launched in 2010 as a cloud-based digital signing platform with the aim of giving people a way to securely and easily get documents signed online. And since then, we've grown to become a globally recognized digital signing platform by working with companies from countless industries around the world. And one of our key industries is recruitment, with many recruitment firms using us for most, if not all, of their signing processes at this stage. So the process of digitizing and automating your documents, it doesn't need to be scary because our platform does all the complex stuff for you. And this gives you the freedom to revamp and modernize and streamline your document processes for the digital age. And this can all be done using our many features and processes to make life easier while keeping compliant. These include two-factor authentication, automated reminders, and unlimited save templates, to name a few. And an added benefit is Secured Signing can let your company be completely paperless. This contributes to sustainability, and it's probably a good goal for us all to have. So, as we've been working with recruitment firms for some time, we have accumulated a few integrations that are directly relevant to recruitment. And you can see some of these here, such as Fast Track, Access IDB, Bullhorn, Job Adder, and several others that are quite popular within the recruitment industry. However, these are just a few of our integrations. We do have many more. If you're interested in learning more about these, I'd recommend you look to our integration page on our website. Otherwise, you can also contact us directly and we'll help you out. So what will happen if you go digital? Well, broadly, you would probably see an improvement in onboarding and other recruitment processes. And the start of this is with removing paper. So no more physical copies of documents in the mix. And this means that nobody has to print anything to sign, and neither you nor your candidates or clients need to worry about storing or scanning these documents. And this is also supported by automation. So Secured Signing will do the busy work for you, such as sending reminders to sign and making sure everyone gets a completed copy once the process is done. In terms of other automation features, we do have many more, such as additional completion recipients. So ultimately it depends on your use case, but we generally speaking have something for everybody. And really the whole point of this is to save you and your recruiters time so that they can spend more time recruiting. So as I've said previously, if you were to choose and use any of our integrations with Secured Signing, the setup is easy and you will find even more features at your disposal because we can work with those integrated platforms to bring about more workflow options. This includes, if you're using our forms, form pre-population from an existing database, and also having information placed into your forms pushed back into those databases automatically. But that's probably a topic for a different webinar. If you want to learn more, please let us know. So now what we'll do is we'll get into a demonstration. We'll start off with a simple signing process, just to show you what the signing process looks like for the average person. And then we'll move into how you would go about using our form filler. So we'll just move into the demonstration. Now from here, you should see the Secured Signing homepage. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log in. So we have that. And here we have the dashboard. So there's a fair bit going on here, but the key thing that you want to focus on here is the inbox. So here you can see these are where all the documents I've uploaded into Secured Signing have appeared, and nothing has been done to them yet. This is where they start off, and it's where they will end up later on. So if I click Add Documents, what I can do is I can select from my files. Let's see. Where are they? Here we go. I'm going to select an NDA from my documents, and I'm just going to upload that into Secured Signing. So there it is. When I click Upload, we'll see that we get a number of options here to jump straight into a process. And you can see here, it's landed in the inbox. And if I want to move this further on into well, get signing with it, all I need to do is select one of these options here. In this case, I'm going to click invite others to sign. Now this brings up the WeSign interface. So here we can see the entire document in front of us. If I can scroll up and down and look at it, I can cycle through each page. And when I find the page that I want to place my signature on, all I need to do is click Add Invitee Signature and then put in their details. So in this instance, we'll use Stu. There he is. And there we go. We just click, drag, resize, and that's it. So when Stu gets invited to sign, his signature will appear there. I can also add as many other signatures as I want. It won't really change how the document gets signed beyond when Stu finishes signing his end. Well, two people will receive an invitation at the same time. We can also do sequential signing as well, but that will be that. I'm just going to remove that just so we can keep this simple. Now, when I click next, I'll open up the invitation workflow. Now, from here, we can choose a number of different settings. This is where you can configure a lot of your workflow options. So we have the due date. We can choose to enable video signing if we want. That's a new product of ours. And we can also choose any number of authentication and process options for the invitees themselves. So we have enable SMS notification if you want them to, for example, if you want to receive a text when they're invited. And we also have review before signing, and this will add a reading stage at the beginning of the document process, so they won't be able to just scroll through and sign the document straight away. They'll have to at least look at the document for a period of time. We'll just turn those off actually. And then we also have a number of other options. So you can edit the completion email, you can edit the invitation email, and you can even add attachments to the invitation that they receive. And these are all optional, and these all come at no additional cost with the platform itself. So those are included. And now, once we're happy with how this is all set up, all we need to do is click send. And that's it. So that is, generally speaking, the most simple process that you will have with secured signing. It's just a case of uploading a document, placing your signature, and or your invitee signatures, and inviting them. The rest of the process gets handled by the system itself. So we can see we have the demo NDA has appeared in our in progress tab, which indicates that it's in progress. And we can see the invitees' names, start date, due date. If anybody has signed, obviously no one has, I've just sent it. And we have a number of actions over here in case you need to intervene during the signing process. But generally speaking, the system will take care of it. So now Stu has received an invitation to sign. If he doesn't sign on time, he will automatically receive some reminders until the document eventually expires. However, we will notify you of that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into my emails and I'm going to bring up the invitation. And here we see, I'll just refresh that. So this is the invitation that Stu receives. Basically, dear Stu, you've been invited by me to digitally sign this document. This email is completely configurable. You can personalize it as much as you want, and you can also add your branding as well. Obviously, at secured signing, we just use secured signing, but you guys can put anything else that you want in here. It's completely customizable. And all Stu needs to access the document is this button here, this link, and this passcode down here. So if I click to view and sign, you open up this, and I just have to key in that passcode. If I put in the wrong passcode, like this, it will tell me, and I get 4 more tries. And that's the security aspect. So just 6327. When I get it right, it brings up the document. And here we have the acknowledgement. This is where you agree to use digital signatures. This is a compliance part of it, but we include that in every process so you don't have to worry about it. And all they have to do is click OK. And then from there, it will take them to where they can sign the document. However, they don't need to do that straight away, obviously. They can sign when they're ready. They can read through the document at their own leisure, take their time with it. And if I had added that review stage, they would have to at least scroll through the whole document before they sign it anyway. But that is optional. So now we'll scroll down, and when I'm ready to sign, I just click, and this opens the signature capture screen. Now we can see we have a number of font options for Stu Wood's signature, so he can just choose any of these if he just wants to place a signature on it quickly. Otherwise, he can draw it with his mouse if he really wants to. He can upload a signature from his computer, full and initial. And he can even use, if he's on his phone, he can actually use the mobile ePad to draw his signature with his finger. This is one of our most popular signing methods. We get very good feedback about it. So feel free to give it a try, actually. If you set up a free account, you can do that. But what we'll do for now is we'll just set up a font like so, and we click sign. And that's it. So signing is complete. Stu is told it's over. He can view the document straight away from here and download it. However, he will also automatically receive a copy straight to his email as an attachment. And here we can see there's a signature and it's valid. So yeah. And if I refresh, I can show you that completion email. So here it is. And that's how Stu receives his document. He's guaranteed to receive it. So again, you don't need to worry about people receiving their signed documents or a copy of it. The system will do that for you. And it will also include the document log underneath, which is important for digital signatures, but it's an easy requirement to meet. This just acts as a record of the entire signing process, and everybody receives these. So that's the signing process. I should also say, when a document gets completed, it moves from the in progress folder here to the sign tab. If I click this, it will make me sign in again. We can see that. So if I click signed, you'll see there it is. And we have a number of options that we can, what we can do with the document. However, I will also have received a completed copy in my email as well. But yeah, and that's a basic WeSign process, really, easy as that. And this sort of thing will speed up your signing processes quite a bit, because at the end of the day, what Stu avoided was having to print out the document, sign it with a pen, scan it back, and send it back. In theory, all Stu needs for this is his phone, if that's all he has. So now, what I'm going to go through is I'm going to go through how to build a form. Now, our template function is quite robust and powerful. It basically means that you can set up a form with a number of fields and signatures, of course, and save it for repeated use over and over for different invitees. And to do this, well, we start at the inbox again, actually, because we need to get the base document for our form into the system. So if I click Add Documents, then go down. And what we'll do is we'll set up a new employee details form with this one here. Click Open, there it is, and click Upload. And this time we'll just jump straight into template from here. And here we are. Now the template function allows you to do a lot with your document. For a start, we can place a signature. You'll notice it doesn't ask me for the details straight away, because again, this form is for repeated use with many different invitees. And I'll show you how you would go about sending one of these. It will make a bit more sense. But once we have our signature, we want to be able to collect details and put details into this thing. And that's where the form fields come in. So you can see we have many different types of form fields. We have text boxes, multi-line text boxes, check boxes, date pickers, and even a file upload button. What people typically use this for, actually, is if they need their invitee to submit some sort of document to them. Rather than emailing it to them sort of back and forth, they can upload it straight to the document that they're signing, and it will return to you with the completed document in the completion email. So that's one particularly useful feature. And you can also relabel all the fields so you can tell them what they want. So if I wanted, for example, a copy of someone's ID, then yeah, I can have that. And we can make it mandatory. Now, similarly, with the text fields, you're able to do quite a bit with these. First, we can just click and drag these down here. And I'm able to configure both the font and also the font size. So if you want these to be in line with the formatting on your documents, so at the end of the day, you get a nice looking document because, well, it's nice, then you can do that. It's all fairly straightforward. And we can add as many fields as we want to this, or as many as you need, really. Don't impose any kind of limit. And what you can also do is you can choose who is meant to be filling in these fields. So for example, if I'm sending someone this document, I probably already know who their name is, or at least the recruiter who's sending it should. So maybe I want this to be filled in by the sender, in which case I tick this box. Whereas obviously I may not know the invitee's full address. So what I'll do is I'll make it that they have to fill that in, required to fill in by invitee. And if, say, we have a field in here where we want to fill it in as a sender, but we also don't want the invitee to be able to change what's in that field, like say pay rates or anything else that may be negotiated, then what we can do is we can set a field to fill in by sender and read only. And this means that if the invitee doesn't agree with the contents of that, they will contact you directly rather than changing it themselves. So that's one other aspect of it. And beyond that, there is a great deal more you can do with all of the other fields, including date pickers and drop-down boxes and all that. So you can really customize this experience to be as streamlined and straightforward for your candidates and clients as you need it to be. One other thing I should also get into with the fields is the validation rules. So these are rules that we've added for your text boxes, which mean, and you can select them from this drop-down here, you can choose what sort of information is allowed to be inputted into this box. So currently we support NZ, Australian phone numbers, UK, NZ, and Australian zip codes, expiry dates, IRD numbers, all sorts of stuff. And obviously all the basic ones like email address, website, numeric, and characters. So using that, you can also, again, really cut down on the risk of human error when filling out these forms, which is itself also a problem if you're collecting data. So yeah. Once we're happy with how this template looks, obviously I haven't finished filling it in, otherwise we'd be here all day. But once you're happy with it, what you do is you click Save As Template. And from here, you can change the name of the template, obviously, and you can also choose the name of the signed template. Now, if you want your signed document to be different, have a different name to the original template, that's fair enough. And you can also choose whether it includes the invitee's name at the beginning of the signed document. So this means you'll be able to easily differentiate who a document pertains to just by looking at it rather than having to open a bunch of documents that are all named the same. And below that, we have a number of other workflow functions. So you can export all of the forms data to a CSV file if that's what if you like working with spreadsheets. You can get a link and turn this into a public form. And that means that this form will be accessible via URL for anybody. Quite useful for a registration form if that's what you need. And when they fill that in, they will then invite themselves to sign, and you will receive the completed document automatically. So with that process, you wouldn't even need to send the document. And then below that, we have other options, email templates. So you can choose a specific email that the candidate receives when they get invited and also when they complete the document. And again, we can also add additional completion recipients. So this means that if, say, you have somebody in your organization that doesn't actually have anything to do with this process as far as sending the document, they're not the sender or the invitee, but they do still need to receive a completed copy, you can add them here. And when you add them in this form save template menu, it means that anytime one of these is sent out, they will also receive a signed copy, which is again probably quite useful for compliance for a few of you. So now what I'll do, I'll just save this. Yeah, we'll keep it simple. There we go. Excellent. And now, when you want to send your form, after you've made it, we can just go to the templates menu. All your templates will be visible here. And this is the one that I made just now. And if I select that, I can click send up here, or I can select preview and send. And when I click send, it will open the invitation workflow straight away because the entire thing's already been made up. And I can just put in the invitee details and invite them. So we can see here, all this is blank, ready for me to fill in. So here we go. If, for example, I invite Stu like that. And yeah, it's easy as clicking send. And here it is, because I set this to send to fill in, didn't I? So yeah, I don't think I put any validation there. So there we go. Click send. So there we are. So that's how to use WeSign and Form Filler to send a document for signing and also create your own templates. It really is That easy. Now, beyond that, the last function that I want to talk about today is perfect if you have an especially complex form you want to digitize, or you would like your own custom workflow for your own organization. And this is Form Direct. Now, Form Direct is our custom service. What we do is we would consult with you and we would design your form with you based to your requirements. We can also do more special, quite out there things for you if you have any particular functions that you want that you can't get anywhere else. And this is all done in HTML5. So this interface is easy to use on any device, and it is, again, custom made for your requirements. So if this seems like something you or your organization could use, feel free to get in touch and we can set up a consultation. That's quite simple. Anyway, I think that concludes our presentation. Thank you for joining me today. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to fill them out in the question box below, and we'll get back to you. I'm also happy to organize a one-on-one demo if you do have any particular things you wish to discuss. Anyway, you have a good day.